Good afternoon, I'm Nate Pooterball. While the rest of the top 25 slugged it out yesterday, OSU didn't even sweat. They went into Madison and beat up the Badgers 34-0, securing their second shutout of the season. It was a career day for Julian Sand, going 36 of 42 for 393 yards and 4 touchdowns, and Carnell Tate had 111 yards on 6 catches and 2 touchdowns. In other games around college football, number 17 Vandy beat number 10 LSU. Georgia finally got a stop and took down number 5 Mississippi State. Arizona State upset number 7 Texas Tech. Alabama dropped Tennessee. BYU won the Holy War over Utah, and Notre Dame took out USC. In hockey, the CBJ got their first home win of the season, beating the Lightning 3-2. Kirill Marchenko got the go-ahead goal in the third, and Jet Greaves stopped 17 shots to earn his first win of the season. Columbus Crew SC knocked out the New York Red Bulls last night 3-1. And in the NFL, the Browns are at home. They take on the Dolphins at 1. Breaking sports news, what happens to the fan?
Your boss won't listen to you. Your spouse doesn't listen to you. Your kids barely know you're alive. But here at The Fan, we love and appreciate you.
Just when we learn to appreciate what a huge wussy you are.
This is the show for the people, by the people. It's The Fan Call-In Show.
Presented by the ESPN Bet Sportsbook inside Hollywood Casino Columbus.
Here are the leaders of the Lunatic Fringe, Scottie Vegas and Ryan Baker.
Julian Sand in the shotgun. Awaiting the snap from Carson Hinsman. Wisconsin shows blitz. Snap to Sayan. Pressure coming. He steps back to throw. Slides to his left. Cranks and fires deep down the middle of the field for Tate. In the air. Grabs it. Comes down with a ball. And it's going to be a touchdown. Carnell Tate, 33 yards. Grabs that heave from Julian Sand. And he caught it between a couple of defenders. And the Buckeyes get on the board first, leading 6-0 here at Wisconsin.
And the route was on early in the first quarter. Ohio State doesn't look back. They knock off Wisconsin yesterday, 34-0. The Buckeyes 7-0. I feel like the unquestioned number 1 team in the country as they head into their bye week. Good morning, everyone. Welcome to the Fan Call-In Show. I am Ryan Baker. He is Scottie Vegas. We want to hear from you. 614-821-9710. We've got Pro Football Hall of Fame passes to give away to some of our favorite callers today. And Scottie, I got to be honest with you. I feel like Ohio State could have named their number, and we've said that a couple times this year, but I feel like they could have named their number yesterday on what they wanted to score in that game. It was 17-0 at half, and it honestly kind of felt like 34-0, which was the final score. Never in danger, and we're going to talk about some things that maybe when we nitpick, fine-tooth comb this, we might be concerned about with this Buckeyes team, but I feel like the only team right now that's beating the Buckeyes are the Buckeyes.
Well, you talk about naming a number. I'll tell you what, this Ohio State defense named a number, and that number was zero. Oh, my goodness. I mean, so I was going through some of the post-game comments, and I was kind of looking at some of the things that Luke Fickell was saying, and it really struck me because he put out a quote, that Ohio State was as good a team as he's ever prepared for as far as a coach. And you think back, and he's been in the game a long time, played coached against some really good teams. Remember, he coached a Cincinnati team that made the college football playoff. So that really stuck with me for a second, where Fickell said it was as good a team as he's ever prepared for. And it was incredible, and it's so funny to think back, 3 months ago, Ryan, when it was still like that quarterback competition that throughout the summer of Julian Sand, and then what he's turned out to be. I was following the Heisman Trophy odds, Ryan, yesterday, and Julian Sand came into the day. The guys at the casino were telling me, they're like, we're a little surprised. We have not gotten a lot of action on Sand or Jeremiah Smith for Heisman Trophy. And I was a little bit surprised that there wasn't more betting action on Jeremiah Smith, but I could understand on Julian Sand because I feel like everybody feels like if there was going to be a Heisman for Ohio State, that Heisman Trophy winner was going to be Jeremiah Smith. And then you see yesterday, 393 yards, 4 touchdowns, and all of a sudden he goes from being a guy who's 16-1 to win the Heisman, where yesterday I checked in and he was 4-1.
Yeah.
That big of a change in one game, 393 yards. And you said it, they could name the score yesterday. It was incredible.
And it was Ohio State yesterday. It was like they put a game plan in place, and they knew that back seven or the secondary of Wisconsin had no shot. So they were like, our best chance of winning this game is throwing the football. We're going to throw the football. They came out, bang, bang, boom, right down the field, first drive. And Sayin is just like a surgeon right now. I mean, just picking apart defenses. They give him something. He takes it, no questions asked, and they move right down the field. Again, 614-821-9710 is the number for you to call in. You can also hit us up on the YouTube chat as well. Just search 971 on YouTube, and all of our shows are there. Sage already chiming in, and something we talked about, 9 of the top 25 lost yesterday. Now, some of those were matchups of ranked teams and whatnot, like Georgia and Ole Miss. How about Diego Pavia and Vanderbilt knocking off LSU? But just I don't want to say yesterday was a crazy day in college football. This has just been a crazy year in college football. We look at this, Scotty, 1, 3, and 4. In the original AP poll, one was Texas, and they're still ranked, but it's crazy.
Bad.
And they survived Kentucky last night in overtime. And Penn State number 2 and Clemson number 4 are gone, and they ain't coming back.
Correct. And you're right. That really speaks to what Ohio State's doing with the consistency. Because think about it, Ryan. Like all the talk. It feels like every single week there's a different narrative as far as teams that can compete, right, near the top. And the darling over the last couple weeks has been Miami. And then Miami finally gets a matchup on a Friday night, and Miami does what Miami generally does, which is have a game where they have a big hiccup.
Yeah.
And you don't see it coming, but it comes at some point during the year, and Miami falls on Friday night. So that they're gone as far as the undefeated ranks. And then you have Texas Tech, another team that was like one of those that, okay, they're playing in a Big 12 that's very, very gettable. And then what do? They lose to an Arizona State team yesterday. So it just kind of speaks how impressive it is for Ohio State to not even get challenged in these games week by week, because there's never been a game where, because we talked about at Illinois, at Washington, will there be a second half where it's a little dangerous for Ohio State? And there hasn't been, right? And these other teams aren't just having dangerous second halves, they're losing some of these games. We thought Miami and Texas Tech were really, really good, top 5 good, and then they lose.
To Ryan's point a moment ago, it's not that this weekend was crazy, it's that this weekend separated the actual contenders from the frauds. I feel like.
I think that's fair.
Ole Miss went down. Miami goes down. Texas, as you said, Texas Tech goes down. Nebraska gets knocked off. USC gets knocked off.
Absolutely. And okay, so let's take it this way. We now have a shakeup amongst the top 25, and I'm very curious to get listeners' opinion. You can give us a call, 614-821-9710. But who is the top contender against Ohio State now? Because it's changed a little bit, because a lot of people thought it was Miami. For me personally, and after watching them win 4 ranked games in a row and how they've done it, to me, the biggest threat is Alabama. Would you agree with that?
The first team to win 4 in a row in the SEC against ranked opponents without a bye week ever.
Yeah.
Listen, I've actually, when Oregon lost to Indiana, I had thought Oregon was the biggest challenge to Ohio State. And they still may be, I'm not sure. And I do not want to disrespect Indiana and all this, because what Cignetti's doing is pretty amazing with them. But when Oregon lost to Indiana, I switched that it was Alabama then that was the biggest threat to Ohio State, just because I've always had a lot of faith in Kalen DeBoer, and they obviously recruit at the same level. Their athlete for athlete is right there with Ohio State, and that's why I might have Oregon there as well too. But I always thought that week 1 loss, and listen, I'm a big proponent. You win your games. It doesn't matter when, it doesn't matter how, you win your games. But I was also that Alabama-Florida State thing to start the season was a perfect storm. A quarterback making a first start for Alabama, a Florida State team with an experienced, albeit not very good quarterback in Tommy Castellanos, but an experienced quarterback and a chip on their shoulder from a bad game last year, or a bad season last year. I just thought that was a perfect storm. I think Alabama's pretty good, and I think right now that would be the team that if they were across the field from Ohio State, I'd be the most worried about.
Yeah, I'm with you. I'm 100%. And maybe we're a little bit of a prisoner of the moment because right now we're seeing 4 weeks in a row where Alabama has looked good, right? They beat Georgia. They beat Vanderbilt. They beat Missouri. They beat Tennessee. 4 straight ranked wins. And they're going to be tested coming up because they'll still have to play at South Carolina. They'll have to play LSU. They'll have to play Oklahoma. So that streak of tough games will continue through the next 3. But to me, they are the biggest threat. Now, if I want to read off some teams, and you tell me if you think that they could beat Ohio State on a neutral field. Let's say we're in the playoff. Do you think this team could beat Ohio State? Indiana.
Listen, we already know, right?
No. I'm going to read them off.
But I'll stop it because there's only 2 to me.
You're only
there's
saying
Alabama and Oregon, and that's it.
You don't think that Indiana could beat Ohio State on a neutral field?
Listen, anything can happen, right? We all saw what happened last year at Ohio State at the end of the year. But no, I don't believe Indiana beats Ohio State. I think there's 2.
What about Texas A&M?
No.
I
don't.
A&M.
And I think A&M's really good, but no.
So you're Alabama
and Oregon.
Biggest threat. Oregon next biggest threat.
Yes, and that's it.
And you
for
have
me,
no respect for Indiana.
I have no respect for anyone else. I just think this Ohio State defense is so daggone good. And maybe I should have more respect for Indiana. They would be next, right? For me, I think the 2 you mentioned there, Indiana and Texas A&M, those would be the next 2. But I just think athlete for athlete, Ohio State is superior to Indiana.
Yeah.
Whereas Alabama and Oregon, and that doesn't always translate to the best football team, right? But I just think Alabama and Oregon recruit on the same level, and athlete for athlete, it's right there with Ohio State.
I'm with you on Alabama. I don't think Oregon would beat Ohio State on a neutral field. I don't think Indiana would either. So to me, it's actually just 1 that I would say could that would have a legit shot.
You're trying to make me feel bad about Indiana then.
I know. Well, look, I love the Indiana story. It's been incredible. And by the way, if there was going to be a letdown for Indiana, it had a chance to be yesterday, right? You had that gigantic...
And they did get a slow start, right?
Yeah, but they had the gigantic win over Oregon. Mm-hmm. And you get up and everybody's talking. And, oh, by the way, Signetti's now signed that big, contract going forward. You have that 3 by your name. You thought, okay, well, Indiana could be thinking about themselves a little too much, but they still go out and they destroy Michigan State. You said they had a little bit of a slow start, but they look good doing it. So it's an incredible story with Indiana, but I'm with you. I don't think on a neutral field they'd beat Ohio State.
614-821-9710 is the number to call. We have to take our first break. Chad, hang on the line. We will get to you coming up next. It is the Fan Call-In Show on The Fan.
A lot has changed in 30 years, but we're still that old shoe that feels worn in and well-loved. And, well, we smell a little, but you've accepted that. The Fan.
My advisor at Plant Moran Wealth Management knows my definition of wealthy. Restoring classic cars. You tinker under the hood, put the keys in the ignition, and then the moment of truth. There's nothing like it.
You have your own personal definition of wealthy. Plant Moran Wealth Management knows it takes a personal approach to get you there. Experience the difference with Plant Moran Wealth Management. Book a consultation today.
Start updating your home today with Menards. We have what you need to give your bathroom a fresh, updated look. Shop Menards' great selection of bathroom products from American Standard. No matter the size of your bathroom, American Standard offers a superior line of toilets, faucets, sinks, and bathtubs. Complete your bathroom update today with American Standard. Plus, view our weekly flyer on Menards.com for more great deals happening this week.
Save big money at Menards. Your car needs a new battery. That'll be $19,000.
Yeah, I'm gonna get a second opinion.
You wouldn't accept that quote, so why accept this one from that other company?
$19,000 for a new sewer line.
I'm going to call the waterworks instead.
Facing an expensive sewer repair? If another company's quote is way more than expected, call the Waterworks for a second opinion. We have the most experienced drain techs in Central Ohio. Call 614-232-2222.
Buckeye fans, introducing Behind the O, the brand new app packed with original athlete and fan-driven Ohio State sports content. It's free to download in the App Store on iOS and Android, and every time you open it, you're helping generate NIL dollars for your favorite Buckeye athletes with zero cost to you. Get exclusive access to fresh behind-the-scenes videos, training routines, athlete lifestyles, and more from every Ohio State sport. Don't wait. Download Behind the O now and get closer to your Buckeyes than ever before.
Behind the O, free for fans, NIL for athletes.
Welcome to Tire Discounters. Oh, hiya, Phantom.
Mike, you may be in big trouble with Chip Wood.
Our owner?
Free oil changes along with alignment?
On any four-tire purchase.
And Goodyear's up to $200 off?
Yeah.
Sorry, Mike, but I'm telling.
But the Wood family is behind all this.
Oh, those rascals.
But don't tell the accountants.
Of course not. And what do they do again?
Buy any set of 4 tires at Tire Discounters and get a free alignment and oil change. Make them Goodyears and save up to $200 more. See store for details.
Timmy Hall and AI Common Man here for Hollywood Casino Columbus and the ESPN Bet Sportsbook.
This ain't one of them, Timmy.
It's not the show, it's a spot. All October, we're watching our football team on Saturdays and the tailgate buffet.
Ooh, Mikey likey. Plus, they've got the 3 apps for $12 deal, and you can beat the crowds and reserve a table.
Yes, do that at HollywoodColumbus.com, and we got a special offer this month. Become a new member of our rewards program on the ESPN Penn Play app and get a $20 dining credit.
Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER.
Open a money market account at Kemba Financial Credit Union and enjoy a 4.00% APY intro rate until July 2026, 6 times the national average. Maintain easy access to your funds and secure financial stability. Don't miss out. Offer expires October 31st, 2025. Visit Kemba.org. Restrictions apply. Advantage status and $5,000 minimum and $1 million maximum deposit required. APY equals annual percentage yield. Comparison based on FDIC average, federal insured by NCUA.
The season may be winding down, but there's still time to make the most of Buckeye Lake. At Buckeye Lake Marina, we have year-end deals on boats, accessories, and more to get you ready for next year's adventures. Looking to upgrade? The Buckeye Lake Marina staff is there to help you find the perfect boat at unbeatable prices. Buckeye Lake Marina has a long list of satisfied customers and want you to be the next. Don't wait. Sail into savings at Buckeye Lake Marina before the year ends and find the boat that's just right for you. Visit BuckeyeLakeMarina.com for more.
Taking out the trash.
Hey, Columbus, this is Zach Bourne.
And Jacoby Bourne.
When it comes to waste service, you want a team that knows how to deliver under pressure, just like Saturdays in the fall.
At Bourne Brothers Waste Services, our team is built on toughness, teamwork, and consistent execution.
We're the most reliable and customer service-focused waste company in Central Ohio.
Whether it is recycling, trash, construction waste, roll-off containers, front loads, or compactors, we have it handled.
Call now or visit BourneBrothers.com and let us tackle your waste needs.
Taking out the trash.
Sonic Temple Art and Music Festival returns May 14th through 17th, 2026. The Black Parade is coming to Columbus with My Chemical Romance. And just announced, Bring Me the Horizon. Every sky will build my friend. Over 40 bands announced so far, with nearly 100 more coming soon. Get your early bird passes now. Sonic Temple, May 14th through 17th in Columbus, Ohio. Secure your pass for only $1 down at SonicTempleFestival.com.
How many different ways can you consume morning juice? Let's see. Live on YouTube, live on the Fans HD3, podcast on demand, and on 10 TV Plus. And we'll send by you right to your house.
Weekday mornings from 6 to 8.
The Fan. Fan weather.
From the Logan AC and Heat Services Weather Center.
We're tracking a big storm system arriving here, but showers and thunderstorms are in the forecast, along with gusty winds over 40 miles per hour here through the day. We'll see high temperatures in the upper 60s in the morning, cooling down to the 50s here by your Sunday afternoon, and then that system clearing out of here as we head into your Sunday night. More sunshine as we kick off the work week on Monday with highs in the 60s, but highs are only in the 50s as we look ahead to Wednesday and Thursday. That's a look at your 10 weather impact forecast. I'm meteorologist Aaron White here on 97.1 The Fan.
If you haven't thought about Buckeye football today, I'm sorry to tell you that you're dead. Our condolences. Your home of the Buckeyes, The Fan. We care about your sports thoughts. Well, at the very least, we'll pretend for an hour. This is the Fan Call-In Show, presented by ESPN Bet at Hollywood Casino Columbus.
Smith and Ennis, wide right. Coming wide to the left is Tate. Donaldson in the backfield, and Sands going to throw. Lofts at left corner of the end zone. Tate got it for another score. Carnell Tate on a 10-yard catch from Julian Sand. The second time those two have hooked up for a score today. And Ohio State has added to their lead. It is 16-0 over Wisconsin.
Carnell Tate now on the season, 3 games over 100 yards, 34 catches, 587 yards on the season, 6 touchdowns, and maybe more importantly, 17.3 yards a catch. Carnell Tate, if he's not wide receiver 1, he's definitely wide receiver 2 in the country.
Well, not only that, Ryan, but he delivers those jump out of seat catches, right? I'm at the casino. We're hundreds of us are watching the game, and it's one of those points where that first touchdown, you just jump out of your seat and you high five everyone around you because it was spectacular. I mean, 2 guys on him, catches it. The throw was incredible too. Let's not forget about Julian Sand and where he put that ball. But my gosh, that catch was a jump up, run around the room, high five everybody you see catch.
And it's appropriate that we played that call as we go out to our first caller of the day, and Chad, because Chad, this is something that you wanted to talk about.
Hey, yes. I was undergrad up at OSU. I'm calling from Cincinnati, but I was on 13th and ND, and then I was up in Buffalo Road when I was at OSU. I live in Jermaine Matthews neighborhood down here in Winton Woods. I think CT is just as good as JJ, if not better. I think Jermaine, Arvell, Caden, and Julian are better than the guys that they backed up last year. I think Fielding is going to need to sharpen up because he missed 2 field goals versus those buttheads up north last year, and that still is on the back of my mind. And then IGB needs to stay clean and not hold and not get any penalties. And last point, I think Matt P., Coach P, has them better prepared than that fellow who left to go, Knowles, who left to go to PSU. I'm glad he left because they weren't prepared with him. So
we're all glad he left, actually, after the hiring of Matt Patricia. But Chad, great call. A lot of really good points. We're going to hook you up with a pair of passes to the Pro Football Hall of Fame. So you, Chad, are heading to Canton. We'll get your information and get the prizes to you. Now let's go back on the discussion about Tate and Jeremiah Smith, because that was actually a discussion Anthony Rothman and I were having at the table while the game's going on, because all this buzz about Jeremiah Smith and Heisman Trophy odds and all that stuff, and Tate has been absolutely incredible. You look at the numbers, and I remember, I believe it was week 1 against Texas, and Gus Johnson's on the call, and it was the Fox noon game, and he kind of made the point of, oh yeah, Carnell Tate, he could be a day 2 NFL pick.
No, he's a day 1.
Right. And we all think about this and all the attention that Marvin Harrison got while he was here, and deservedly so, when you still had a Mecca here. And we see what Emeka's doing at the next level. Now, I'm not saying I don't think you can really compare who's better between Tate and Jeremiah Smith. It's tough because Jeremiah Smith's going to attract generally the best talent on the defense and a lot of guys to him. But what Tate has done, Ryan, has been spectacular. And you said it, top 3, top 5 receiver in the country is probably Tate.
I think he's number 2.
Yeah, I like the kid from USC a lot, too.
If Jeremiah's number one, to me, Carnell Tate's number two.
Yeah.
And I know Lemon at USC is good. I know Ryan Williams down at Alabama is really good. I know there's some talented guys out there, but I think 1A and 1B reside here in Columbus. And listen, I don't want to go comparing guys. You remember Garrett Wilson and Chris Olave saying Jackson Smith and Jigba is better than I am. Emeka Ibuka was never the number one receiver on his team here at Ohio State. He's already the number one receiver on his team in the NFL, as you brought it up. Listen, Carnell Tate is great. Things are opened up a lot for him and the rest of the offense because defenses are keen on number 4. I'm not ready to say, Carnell Tate is just as good or better than Jeremiah. Well, he probably is right there, just, right with him. As far as
stats are right there.
I don't want to say that he's better than Jeremiah just yet. Let's just enjoy that we have both of these guys, and that run of number one receivers is going to continue this year in the NFL draft with Carnell Tate. It'll continue next year with Jeremiah Smith, and it's probably going to continue with Mylan Graham and Quincy Porter and Chris Henry Jr., who hasn't even showed up yet.
Well, and I know this is long-term, big picture, but obviously Ohio State is trying to make something really special happen and go back-to-back, right? Something that we have not experienced, right? So that's the thing. And I do want to bring this up because after the last 2 national championships, it felt like there was some complacency on the teams right after winning the national championship, right? Because both of those teams had a crazy amount of talent coming back the next year and underachieved. And you go back to that team after winning the national championship, and the next year, 2015, they went kind of through the regular season just not being impressive. I do know that if they had gotten into that 4-team playoff that year, they probably would have won it because they were the most talented team and they were playing well at the very end, but they kind of walked through several games. I love the fact that Ohio State, you don't feel any complacency after winning the title last year.
No, and you love the players before the season saying, take that stuff down, because we didn't win that. That was their championship. Let's head back out to those phone lines. Again, the number to call, 614-821-9710. Jim, good morning. Thanks for waking up early on the Fan Call-In Show.
Well, I was in Madison yesterday. It was a beautiful day, all sunshine, no rain. Just a couple observations. I'm not going to X and O you guys today. I know it's not a political show, and I'm going to stay kind of out the outside of that perimeter. But it was a surreal environment. It seemed like we were as loud. There was as many Buckeye fans as Wisconsin fans there. They marched the student section in was over half empty. And they marched them in like ants. I figured they were busting them in from the No Kings rally downtown or something. And it was just unbelievable. It just and I guess it was the nature of the way the game was. But I'm going to leave it like this. I'm going to give Ryan Day a little shout out today because we had the No Kings rally yesterday. I'm going to go Trump. I'm going to go Trump on Ryan Day. Buckeye lovers, Ryan Day haters, are you tired of winning yet? I know as a Buckeye, I'm not tired of winning with Ryan Day. We love you, Ryan. Everybody have a good Sunday.
Thank you for the call, Jim. And Jim was a little tough on the Buckeyes last week.
That's right.
Some people up. Glad he was in Madison yesterday and enjoying that. And listen, you're right. The Buckeyes win and have been winning a lot for a long time.
Well, when CBS first went to that aerial view of the stadium,
in the world?
It was like, oh my gosh, it looked like there were 3 sections, maybe even more in the end zone that were completely empty.
Yeah.
And I know it started to fill in closer to game time, but oh my gosh. And you hate to see that, right? Because I've been to Madison. I actually went to the game in Madison 2 years ago. It was a night game. And it was a great atmosphere. Like OSU won that game pretty easily, and it wasn't a great Wisconsin team.
You parlay that into a Packers game too?
I did.
A heck of a weekend.
It was a heck of a weekend. But so I hate that. Almost college football is a little bit better when you have a Madison and Wisconsin that's rocking, right? And unfortunately, they're so down at this point. But man, I'll tell you what, that was strange to see that aerial view of 3 or 4 empty sections in Madison right at game time, really.
614-821-9710 is the number to call. Jeremiah, Kirk, Brian, we see all of you on the line. We will get to you in 2 minutes. It's the Fan Call-In Show on the Fan.
You're kind of cute. Ugh, gross. Can I come over to your house one time and you not have your husband prancing around in its tidy whities?
Well, I can't do laundry because our septic line is clogged.
Call Dormar. They do same-day plumbing repair. Dormar, you're kind of cute.
Feeling stuck on your own 10-yard line in the career game? Maybe it's time to just go for IT. My Computer Career has the game plan to score a rewarding new IT career in months. Whether you're a rookie, a breakout career changer, or a military veteran ready to serve. Why spend years chasing a college degree when you can fast-track your future in IT starting now? Take your mark, get set, go for IT. Take the free career evaluation at mycomputercareer.edu today. Financial aid is available to those who qualify, including VA benefits.
$5,000. That's the average amount of money people in the U.S. are now spending on gas in a year. $5,000. That's crazy. If you drive, you have to download Upside, the free app that gives you cash back every time you get gas. That's right. You can earn real cash back with Upside just by buying the gas you're already buying. You can literally start earning cash back today.
I use Upside every time I fill up, and I've already made around $200-$300.
You're putting gas in your car anyway. Why not get real cash back? If you like free money, download Upside.
I'm saving the cash I earn from using Upside to help pay for a vacation later this year.
Download the free Upside app now to earn cash back every time you buy gas. Use promo code YEAR to get an extra 25 cents per gallon on your first tank. You can cash out anytime right to your bank, PayPal, or a gift card for Amazon and other brands. Just download the free Upside app and use promo code YEAR for a 25 cents per gallon bonus on your first tank. That's code YEAR for a 25 cents per gallon bonus.
When it comes to prostate cancer, go to pcf.org for the help you need to navigate this disease and make the right decisions for yourself. Go to pcf.org today.
The two most mature people working at the radio station. And that's just because they wear pants.
The pervert and the skivvies.
Rockman and Ice.
Weekdays at noon.
The Fan. The Fan Call-In Show. Presented by ESPN Bet at Hollywood Casino Columbus. The show that allows you, the sports fan, to be the star.
I formation, Roberts and Donaldson behind quarterback Julian Sayin, who works under center Hinsman. Nobody out wide. Handoff. No, it's a fake handoff. Looking to throw into the end zone. Wide open, and it's caught by Kazmarek for a touchdown. A 2-yard pass play. Julian Sayin with a fake handoff. He hits tight end Will Kazmarek with his second touchdown catch of the year. And the Buckeyes' lead is now grown to 26-0 over Wisconsin.
Scotty, I know you love every Ohio State touchdown, but I feel like when that former Bobcat gets one, that makes your heart
that was nice.
Beat a little faster, I believe, there. As the touchdown to Will Kazmarek there put the Buckeyes up 27-0 in that game. Again, Ohio State never really felt like they were in any kind of danger.
That touchdown is the best design play that Brian Hartline has had so far.
It was a pretty good one, right? I don't think anybody saw that coming at all. Very, very nice execution. And in a red zone where, again, I don't know if it's play calling. I don't know if it's execution. It's just not quite perfect.
Well, what's funny, too, is you and I were talking about this during the break, how Ohio State, a lot of the criticism last week, which, of course, there's so many people that want to nitpick, and understandably, you're the number one team. There's nitpicking, but it was some of the play calls, some of the run plays. And Ohio State comes out of the gates yesterday. First 12 plays, 11 of them were passing attempts.
And I think that was a little bit out of respect to Wisconsin's front seven. You heard Carson Hinsman earlier this week talk about how good their front seven was. They obviously were not going to be able to cover Max Clare, Carnell Tate, Jeremiah Smith, Bo Jackson out of the backfield, all of those guys in the passing game. So Ohio State, I think, knew that they could take advantage of that. 614-821-9710, that is the number to call. Jeremiah, you called that, and you are up now on the Fan Call-In Show. Good morning, Jeremiah.
Good morning. I think we need to change the name on the back of that Sayings jersey to the Surgeon. Because that boy can thread a needle to them tight ends, drop dimes to Tate, and I didn't realize he had the rocket that he sent to Ennis on that when he got pushed out of the pocket on right there towards the end of the game. And I just thought the Surgeon was a good name for him. And you talked about his Heisman odds jumping. You want to do a Heisman campaign, I think that's the one for that boy right there. He continues to impress every week.
Yeah, thank you for the call, Jeremiah. His precision with the passing game and his patience with the passing game are just something that seems well above his years. Like we said, he's just made 7 starts in college football. But for me, his patience to just take what the defense has given to him, never seeming to want to force something in there downfield, which I think it would be easy to do for a young kid like that. Very impressive. And I think a lot of credit has to go to Ryan Day and I believe Billy Fessler, the quarterback's coach, and just ingraining in him, we can win games not being perfect, but we cannot win games by making mistakes. Do not make mistakes. And Julian Sayin has been so patient in not doing that.
Well, you talk about a Heisman campaign, and I got to tell you, that Heisman campaign, he is now a front runner because he went from about 15-1 to start the day. And now I pull up the ESPN Bet app. We, of course, on this show, we do our betting at Hollywood Casino Columbus. Julian Sayin is now 4-1. His Heisman odds are 4-1. I got it yesterday at 8-1 because I got it kind of a little bit before the odds were changing, and I'm happy I did. I'm happy I hopped in on it. But he is now 4-1. The only guys ahead of him are Fernando Mendoza at plus 275 and Ty Simpson at plus 350. So he, like, as far as the campaign goes, the campaign has started because he's in the top 3.
I'm glad you talked about that because Kirk wants to talk about the Julian Sayin Heisman campaign. Kirk, what do you got for us this morning?
Hey, guys, good morning. And as much as I love to listen to Jim and Paul do the call on the radio network, I did cheat yesterday, and I was listening to 10 TV and the CBS broadcast. And I think Ohio State must have tapped CBS on the shoulder and said, hey, it's time to put this campaign in full gear. I thought yesterday on the broadcast they did nothing but sing the praises of Julian Sayin, and he had a game to back it up. And I think this campaign is in full swing right now, gents.
It's in full swing. It absolutely is in full swing. I mean, I'm telling you, you don't generally see Heisman odds, no matter how good of a game is. You don't generally see someone go from 15-1 to 4-1 in one game. And part of that was we saw on Friday night, Carson Beck was up there as a favorite.
No more.
No. 4 interceptions meant Carson Beck went from about 4-1, and he is now literally 60-1 to win the Heisman. So it's been a wild ride, but the campaign has started.
Kirk, hang on the line. We'll hook you up with a pair of passes to the Pro Football Hall of Fame. I will say this, though, about that. Did Ohio State tap CBS and say, hey, let's start this Heisman campaign? Or did Ohio State do it with that play calling yesterday and saying, this is the way we're winning this game? As I don't think Ohio State cares about it, quite frankly. I think Ohio State wants that. But I don't think Ohio State has built such a team first, all about the team. If you want money, go somewhere else. We want you to be here and be a Buckeye. I think that's probably why Ohio State hasn't really pushed a Heisman campaign on any of these guys, but that all takes care of it on the field, right? It's like you take care of your business on the field, awards come later. I don't know if CBS started it. They just didn't have a choice. The way Julian Sayin played yesterday, that was such a great performance by him, and Ohio State went pass heavy because that was the way to win the game. I think it just happened that way. I think Nessler and Danielson were just like, whoa, look at this kid. We've seen him twice now. He doesn't make any mistakes.
Well, and think about this, because Heisman a lot of times is about those big moments in those big games. Think about the opportunity that we're going to have potentially at the end of the year where, let's say, things continue the way it looks like it's going to continue, and you have a number 1 Ohio State against Indiana in a Big Ten championship game, because the other Heisman favorite, the actual Heisman favorite right now, is Fernando Mendoza. And imagine if you've got the number 1 ranking, number 1 seed on the line in Lucas Oil. And, oh, by the way, you've got the quarterbacks that are probably both Heisman finalists playing in that game. I know I was looking at ticket prices yesterday for Lucas Oil. Like, I'm already starting to be like, oh man, I want to be in Indy to watch Ohio State and Indiana. I unfortunately, sometimes I get ahead of myself. I've gotten ahead of myself on this.
Not you.
In previous years.
Not you.
In previous years buying Big Ten championship tickets, but just imagine the potential Heisman showdown that could be.
I'll instruct all the other producers to start playing Weird Al's Like a Surgeon every time we mention Julian Sayin.
There you go.
Our part in this campaign.
There we go.
Yes.
Sayin the Surgeon. 614-821-9710 is the number. Still got room for you. Let's head back out to those phone lines. Let's go to Brian. Brian, good morning. Thanks for waking up early on the Fan Call-In Show.
Hey, guys. Thanks for having me. And for Ryan Baker, just want to say Dublin Coffin grad right here.
There we go.
No, again, obviously just on the Julian Sayin train, but just want to talk about it from a different perspective. Ryan Day, for the last few years, has always had these quarterback battles, and it's just hard for me watching these games to not understand how he wasn't, pegging him as the QB1 earlier on, and just want to get your thoughts on that after watching, him over the last 7 weeks.
Real quick, since you gave us a Dublin Kaufman, I want to give you one of these.
Oh, I missed the Sounders, Ryan. Let's bring those back. Come on.
I will say this. I do believe there was a quarterback battle. And I think maybe the battle was what kind of style of offense they wanted to play. Because I do think with Julian Sayin, there was never a doubt that the upside of this offense was going to be higher and it was going to be more high powered. And some of what you saw yesterday, that they could be able to sling the ball around. Now, I do think Lincoln, there was a leadership thing with him that was really good. And I do think they would have ran an offense a little more similar to last season and what you saw with Will Howard. And after that just won you a national championship, it's kind of hard to go away from that. But I do believe in everybody that was out at practice that saw it, the upside and the potential was always higher with Julian Sayin.
And look, we're obviously good friends with a lot of people on the Ohio State beat, and Dave Biddle, hosts On the Money right after this show with me. And I don't think there was anybody that was really expecting Lincoln Kienholz to win that competition, but competition is healthy, right? And one thing that I love that Ryan Day, as far as the culture that he's brought, is his thought is we're going to compete in everything, right? And everything is a competition to get better. And I love that. Like, it just kind of brings out those competitive juices. I kind of feel that way too. It's like you always want to compete. If you're going to compete at something, go all in at it. And
you're going to do it, be the best.
And be the best. And so I love the idea that every position is up for grabs, and nobody is guaranteed anything, and you got to compete for it, especially a job that's opened up after you have a national championship winning quarterback. Yeah, you're not just given the job. You got to compete for it. So we knew Sayin was going to win that competition, but I'm glad there was that competition.
Jeff and Gene, hang on the line. We've probably got room for one more, maybe two. 614-821-9710. We've got to take our final timeout, but more coming up next. More from you on the Fan Call-In Show.
We used to have a billboard with our host's face on it, but only ugly people work here now.
You mama say you ugly, hey!
The Fan, Ohio's sports destination. Get Eco.
Hey, Aaron, what are we going to do with these 41 new trucks you bought?
Those extra trucks are to make sure that we can always send someone to the rescue when a customer needs us.
Plumbers, electricians, and HVAC technicians to the rescue.
Give it away, plumbers, genius electricians, and gonna keep you warm all winter HVAC technicians.
Get Eco.
Aaron, you bought those 41 new trucks at exactly the right time.
I know, Jerry, because everyone, everywhere, is needing help with their furnace right now.
Summertime is when furnaces develop problems.
The contacts and relays and sensors get all wonky.
Because summertime is when furnaces are not being used.
And our technicians can unwonk them.
Get Eco.
If you need someone to unwonk your furnace, get Eco.
Our technicians can unwonk anything.
And with 41 new trucks, they can get there fast, fast, fast. Give it away, plumbers, genius electricians, and gonna keep you warm all winter HVAC technicians.
GetEco.com.
Taking out the trash.
Hey, Columbus, this is Zach Bourne.
And Jacoby Bourne.
When it comes to waste service, you want a team that knows how to deliver under pressure, just like Saturdays in the fall.
At Bourne Brothers Waste Services, our team is built on toughness, teamwork, and consistent execution.
We're the most reliable and customer service-focused waste company in Central Ohio.
Whether it is recycling, trash, construction waste, roll-off containers, front loads, or compactors, we have it handled.
Call now or visit bournebrothers.com and let us tackle your waste needs. Taking out the trash.
Welcome to Tire Discounters. Oh, hiya, Phantom.
Mike, you may be in big trouble with Chip Wood.
Our owner?
Free oil changes along with alignment
on any 4-tire purchase.
And Goodyear's up to $200 off?
Yeah.
Sorry, Mike, but I'm telling.
But the Wood family is behind all this.
Oh, those rascals.
But don't tell the accountants.
Of course not. And what do they do again?
Buy any set of 4 tires at Tire Discounters and get a free alignment and oil change. Make them Goodyear's and save up to $200 more. See store for details.
Timmy Hall and AI Common Man here for Hollywood Casino Columbus and the ESPN Bet Sportsbook.
This ain't one of them, Timmy.
It's not the show, it's a spot. All October, we're watching our football team on Saturdays and the tailgate buffet.
Ooh, Mikey likey. Plus, they've got the 3 apps for $12 deal, and you can beat the crowds and reserve a table.
Yes, do that at HollywoodColumbus.com. And we got a special offer this month. Become a new member of our rewards program on the ESPN Penn Play app and get a $20 dining credit.
Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER. I have a buddy who's going to be popping the question soon. He's planning everything out. He asked me, can you help me out with the ring? I said, of course I can. I've got a guy, Bob Capace from Worthington Jewelers. Now you talk, Bob.
Hi, I'm Bob Capace. I'm your guy.
Go in, see my friends at Worthington Jewelers, tell them I sent you, and you'll get the true VIP experience.
I'll treat them better than I treat you.
That's not hard. Worthington Jewelers on High Street in Worthington, worthingtonjewelers.com, where Columbus gets engaged. And tell them Common Man sent you.
Buckeye fans, introducing Behind the O, the brand new app packed with original athlete and fan-driven Ohio State sports content. It's free to download in the App Store on iOS and Android, and every time you open it, you're helping generate NIL dollars for your favorite Buckeye athletes with zero cost to you. Get exclusive access to fresh behind-the-scenes videos, training routines, athlete lifestyles, and more from every Ohio State sport. Don't wait. Download Behind the O now and get closer to your Buckeyes than ever before.
Behind the O, free for fans, NIL for athletes. The season may be winding down, but there's still time to make the most of Buckeye Lake. At Buckeye Lake Marina, we have year-end deals on boats, accessories, and more to get you ready for next year's adventures. Looking to upgrade? The Buckeye Lake Marina staff is there to help you find the perfect boat at unbeatable prices. Buckeye Lake Marina has a long list of satisfied customers and want you to be the next. Don't wait. Sail into savings at Buckeye Lake Marina before the year ends and find the boat that's just right for you. Visit BuckeyeLakeMarina.com for more.
The football season now stretches from August to late January, and we can't afford not to be at our very best all season. Hey guys, it's Eric Reeser, and if you're like me, looking at the calendar wondering how you're going to stay at 100% for the next 5 months, do what I did. Go see my friends at Hydrate Me Med Spa. I went to their Grandview location, got hooked up with a fast vitamin push that's got me feeling better than I have in years, and the NAD Plus has me thinking better too. From IV to aesthetic treatments, look great, feel great at Hydrate Me Med Spa. 4 locations, Grandview, Granville, New Albany, and Dublin. Book your appointment at HydrateMeMedSpa.com.
Feeling stuck on your own 10-yard line in the career game? Maybe it's time to just go for IT. My Computer Career has the game plan to score a rewarding new IT career in months. Whether you're a rookie, a breakout career changer, or a military veteran ready to serve. Why spend years chasing a college degree when you can fast-track your future in IT starting now? Take your mark, get set, go for IT. Take the free career evaluation at mycomputercareer.edu today. Financial aid is available to those who qualify, including VA benefits.
Common Man and Timmy.
Rutgers, their home stadium is SHI Stadium, which, to us, shit.
Common Man and Timmy Afternoons on the Fan is sponsored by Hinderer Motorsports.
Enjoy all the football this weekend, but remember to join us for Reaction Monday.
Sponsored by the Roofing Guys.
The Fan. Back to the show of the fans, by the fans, and for these crazy fans. The Fan Call-In Show, presented by ESPN Bet at Hollywood Casino Columbus.
2nd and 10. Ohio State at the 13 of Wisconsin. This has been a time-evaporating drive. 5:44 and counting, fourth quarter. Julian Sand straight behind center. Carson Hinsman gets the snap. Sand to pass. Looking, rolling on the right side of the Wisconsin 20. Sand fires into the end zone. Caught. Ennis. Touchdown. Brandon Ennis. As he was able to get that in the right corner of the end zone on a 13-yard pass play. The first TD of the year for Brandon Ennis, Jr. from Hollywood, Florida. 33-0 Ohio State.
And that was the final touchdown of the day for Ohio State, getting us to that 34-0 final. They beat Wisconsin 7-0 on the year now, and the number one team in the country. And I got to tell you, that might be the best pass of the year from Julian Sayin. For him to be rolling out to his right from the pressure and make that throw on the run, and it was an absolute dot. The only place it could be, it wasn't quite Montana to Dwight Clark because it wasn't it wasn't quite that, and it wasn't the circumstances. But that might be the prettiest ball Julian Sayin, to me, has thrown all season.
It was incredible. And, just the numbers that he put up yesterday, 393 yards, 4 touchdowns. I mentioned he went from 15-1 in the Heisman odds. He is now 4-1 and third in the Heisman odds.
2 more callers to get to here this morning on the Fan Call-In Show. Jeff, you have been hanging on the longest. You are next. Good morning, Jeff. Thanks for calling in.
Hey, thanks for taking the call. I just was curious, your impression of Mendoza with Indiana. I was watching the game yesterday, and they're talking Heisman, blah, blah, blah. He had a great game, as did Sam. But I'd like you two to compare those, and I'm interested in your opinion. Number 2, I don't think I've seen a better linebacker than Alvaro Ruiz. I mean, I know, you have styles and all that in the country. I think this guy's going to be right off the board early in the draft. That guy's tough. I've never seen anything like it. And number 3, over the weekend, I went to Wayne High School's football game against Beaver Creek. Now, why am I saying that? Wayne High School has a guy named Brown who is committed already to Ohio State. He's suing for NIL money, which we don't have in Ohio. He's so good. In 9th grade, he was second in the 100 meters in the state. He is tough. Unfortunately, the team stinks. I saw him. He doesn't have a lot of support, but I think they have him ranked as the number 1 wide receiver in the country. Do you know anything about that guy? And I'll hang up and listen to your answers. Thank you.
Yeah, Jeff. And Dave Biddle, very excited about that game because his Beaver Creek knocked off Wayne in that one. Jameer Brown, he's a stud, right? And he's already committed to Ohio State. He is suing the OHSAH over, they're one of 6 states in the country that do not have NIL yet at the high school level. Now, the OHSAA back in September did put an NIL proposal on the board for schools to vote on this spring. Now they are going to have an emergency vote to vote on that sooner, maybe put that in place sooner because of this lawsuit. Back in 2022, the OHSAA did put NIL up to vote for the schools, and the schools in Ohio voted it down 2-1. Obviously, things have changed even since 2022. I'm guessing you'll see NIL here in Ohio within the next year, maybe sooner, because of this lawsuit that has been filed by Jameer Brown. But another one in that next line of Buckeye receivers, we talked about Mylan Graham and Quincy Porter. Got to see a little bit of them yesterday. Chris Henry will be here next year. Jameer Brown in 2 years. Pretty impressive. Real quick on the Sayin and Mendoza. Julian Sayin, 1,872 yards this year, 19 touchdowns, 3 interceptions. He's completing where is this here? Completing 80% of his passes. Mendoza, 1,755, 21 touchdowns, 2 interceptions, and he is completing 73.5% of his passes. Both have been really, really good. I've only really watched Mendoza a little bit in the Illinois game, in the Oregon game, but he looks real good. And I remember checking out 2 early mock drafts earlier this year when he had transferred to Indiana, and some scouts had him as a first-round pick then, and he's probably there for sure now.
So not only is he there, I've actually seen projections of him being a number 1 overall pick. I've watched him a couple times at Cal before he even transferred to Indiana, and he's a stud. And then As far as the Heisman battle, you look at what both teams have schedule-wise coming up over the next month, and they both have relatively easy schedules. I mean, it's funny to now say playing Penn State is easy, but it's kind of gotten to that point with Penn State. But for Indiana, they've got UCLA, Maryland, Penn State, Wisconsin, and Purdue. I mean, you're talking about 5 games where you're going to put up huge stats. And then Ohio State, you look at that schedule, and it's pretty set up nicely until Michigan. So I think it's really going to come down to in Indianapolis how they perform in the Big Ten championship game.
Let's head out to the phone lines one final time. Let's go to Anthony. Anthony, bring us home on the Fan Call-In Show.
Hey, guys. Thanks for taking the call. It's hard to beat down on a performance like that yesterday. I mean, Julian Sayin was playing outside of his mind. Those receivers are great. But I'm curious your thoughts. At what point do we start looking at that right side of that offensive line, specifically Tegra Shabola? It seems like he's constantly getting beat across his face, guys getting in the backfield and making the play. When you got a guy like Josh Padilla just sitting there waiting. So I'll hang up and listen for your answer.
It's an interesting call, and listen, Ohio State has obviously, if there's a weak point on that offensive line, it's been the right guard spot because they've played Ethan Onionwa and now Josh Padilla the last couple of games in there. They've gotten them reps. I don't think that it's anything where Ohio State has to worry. I think the offensive line has been pretty good, kind of unsung this year. Tegra Shabola, are there things there? Were there things there last year? Yeah, that's why he was battling with Saarveld last year at that spot, and Padilla and Onionwa have gotten some time. I think this offensive line's just fine.
I think the offensive line as a whole is fine. I think it's an interesting point. Now, I will say, and I think Ryan Day said this yesterday, they're leaving a little bit of meat on the bone with the run game, a little bit. If we're nitpicking a number one team, which is what we do, what we are, the run game is the one part of the team that you're like, oh gosh, need a little bit more out of. But again, it's completely nitpicking because yesterday was a near perfect performance, and it was from the defense.
Special teams might want a word on the one thing to worry about.
There you go. That was a topic we were going to get into today is, okay, what's the one thing that concerns you heading into the bye week? Kicker was one, and then picking up the short yardage on these runs is the other.
Yeah, like I said, I just have no problem with the run game. They're averaging 160 yards a game, 4.7 a carry. I think special teams and red zone, whether it's play calling or execution, are bigger to me. Don't go anywhere. Scottie Vegas is sticking around. Dave Biddle's over there scratching at the door. On the money next on The Fan.
Bo Bishop is a media legend. We have no idea where the other guys came from. Bishop and Friends.
Weekdays from